Joey, glad to have you in the studio, man. What's good with you?
Man, I'm feeling good this morning, man.
You
I woke
good.
up, so you know that's a blessing.
Hey, it's good.
That's a blessing.
He came skipping in here. He said, "Hey, go outside." Come here, look. He came hopping in here. That's what he did.
So, Joe, I like to just ask general questions. Just really from the beginning is like, why education? Why that path, that career path for you?
Well, it's funny. I didn't set out to be in education.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my parents were educators.
Okay.
And they did well by me and my sister, but the money wasn't there.
You
know, you give. It's a service that you and it's a work from the heart when you work with kids. So I went to North Carolina Central University, studied public administration, got out of college and went into sales and management. Had a good time with that, corporate America, making some money. And my dad got sick.
Wow.
Got real sick, and he was up in Duke. And I decided to leave the job that I had. I'd gotten married and bought a house in Durham, and I wasn't living in Durham. My wife was there. Came back, and the job I took was a teacher assistant job. I just needed something to keep some money going and be able to visit my father. And I caught the bug, man.
Wow.
Caught the bug.
That's amazing.
Financially, it was a change, but, but the reward of helping young people has taken the place of some of that money.
Wow.
What do you think about interacting with the children? Like, made you want to go into that bug you're talking about? What was that piece that just nailed it for you? To
see a child go from one point A to point B. To give you an example, there was a student that kind of gravitated towards me. In the beginning, we had problems. We butt heads. He was very disrespectful, and through our interaction, he became a guy that I mentored. He used to just want to come and hang out in my house, come cut the grass, do whatever. And to see him go from where he was to the person that he was becoming, that and knowing that I had an influence in that was a turning point.
That's amazing.
Outstanding. Yeah. We're talking to one of our Salute Champions for this year, Joseph Biggs, who's assistant principal for Neal Middle School, and he's been in the community for quite some time. He do a lot of great things. You talked about the bug and what got you into education and why you want to. Give me an idea. Give me just a little sense of why you want to stay in education. Because a lot of people say, I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of people say, they don't make any money, they don't do this, they spend a lot of time, they got to spend their own money.
Exactly.
All of these things.
Exactly.
Give us a little insight into why you want to stay in education.
Once again, it's the same reason that got me there, to see kids grow and to see things change. And just to use the school where I am as an example, Neal Middle School has had a black eye forever. I used to teach there when I first started teaching. I left and I went to Southern High School, and then after Southern High School, I was in Edgecombe County as an administrator, and I came back to Neal. I had some other offers, but Neal made an offer, and I chose that school. And the narrative has always been, those kids at Neal are bad, those kids come from this area, they can't learn, they run in the halls and doing all kind of crazy stuff. But if you come to our school, and you guys have been there, it's none of that.
It's none of that.
And to know that I had a part in changing that narrative, and changing the mindset of the young people that go to school there, that's the type of things that keep me going. Now, as far as the money's concerned, I have to do some outside things, to try to close that gap.
So do we all.
But that's a great segue. We talked to Joseph Biggs, who are recipient of the SaluteToChampions 2019 class. And Joe, we talked. Invictus is a project that you've been involved in for a long time, and you mentioned things you're doing in addition to being a great administrator here in our school. So talk about Invictus and what does that mean to this community?
All right. Well, Invictus is just another extension of service.
Yeah.
My partner, Ed Boyd, Gerald Richardson, Ayan Mitchell, Nate Fuller, Larry Hall, we came together, and Ed was really the catalyst for it. Ed is a serial entrepreneur, and we wanted to start a business. So we're looking at starting an office space, and that, sometimes in business you have to make a pivot.
Yeah.
So we started out and it was just going to be an office space.
Yes.
We're going to rent office spaces to people, and that changed into us doing some investigating and seeing that co-working spaces were what was moving along. And then we said, well, let's look at these co-working spaces, and there was never one that was geared toward minorities and assisting minorities. And all of us believe that entrepreneurship is one way to help our community. So, empower some people with some ownership, get them some money, help them get other people get jobs. So we started Invictus Group Holdings, and then we started Invictus Office Center. It's a co-working space. It's still in existence. Now we moved locations. And then from there, we started some nonprofits under that umbrella, Invictus Forward Outreach, our Emerge program, and a few others. So we work with entrepreneurs, helping them take their business from ideation to success. Actually, we have a meeting every Wednesday night, and we've narrowed the focus some, which is still as wide as it was. But we also noticed that, you got the Me Too movement and all this stuff. Black girls rock, melanin, and girl power. But there's never anything for the brothers. So we're working with a specific group of African-American males and really pushing them and trying to have something for us.
Excellent. That's good stuff there.
We're talking to one of our 2019 Salute to Champions recipients, something that we do here each and every year for Black History Month, where we highlight the accomplishments of individuals that are doing significant things in certain areas within our own community. And Joseph Biggs, who is assistant principals for Neal Middle School, is one of those recipients. And my last question is, you've done quite a few things, right?
Yes, sir.
You've been in corporate America, you mentioned. You started out one way. You want to be in education. Now you're in education. Then you're doing an entrepreneurship thing. You're doing a lot of things. Is there anything during any of these areas where you probably kind of knew, you had most of us go in thinking that you knew exactly what this is about, exactly how the outcome is going to be, and you got into it and it completely changed the way you think about whatever that is?
The education changed for the simple fact I was just looking at the money.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the personal fulfillment. But get into it, that personal fulfillment is rewarding. And a lot of times we chase dollars and there's an emptiness there. Still chasing dollars. But the fulfillment of being around these young people, you get an enjoyment. I got some kids that I had since they were 11 years old. I had them in middle school. I had them throughout high school. They've gone through college, and they still call me for advice. And it's in the relationship I have with that particular group of kids. It's more like a uncle or a big cousin. I see them all the time. They come by my house, and just to see them grow and become adults is incredible.
Man, that's great stuff. We're talking to a 2019 class recipient of Salute the Champions, Joey Biggs. I'll be remiss if I don't mention he's my 1911 brother. He wears a different color than I wear, but he is a member of American Size 5. He represents them up in there big time. A couple questions, and then we'll let you get out of here. So, obviously, you didn't get there by yourself where you are now. There were people who motivated you and who inspired you to get there. Talk about a couple of those people. I'm pretty sure it's many.
First and foremost, my parents. The work ethic that they instilled in me, the dedication. Dad was all about don't complain, just get it done. Find a solution.
Do the work.
Do the work.
Yep.
And actually, educationally, he would probably be my role model because he was a principal. And to see the things he did in Laurinburg and to see the guys that would come back once he mentored and coached, that set an example for me. So I try to walk within his shoes as far as education is concerned. My wife has been a great inspiration. She keeps me straight. She's totally opposite from me. So I guess that balances me out. She keeps me from jumping off the ledge a lot.
Shout out to Stephanie. Good job.
Good job.
We all appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate her for that. My kids have been big motivators, big inspirations. I would say that my daughter is cut from the same cloth as me, so she's a true mini-me. So, but her brother balances her out because he's more like his mom. I got to give both of them a shout out to Jordan and Jaden. My son is killing it. He's about to go to college this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. He's 4.7 GPA.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh, that's great.
That's what's up.
Yeah, to get you off his back.
Oh, well, I would say he got me off his back, but I didn't have 4.7s. Let's just
Oh no! You preaching to the choir.
I think you were knowing on that one for real.
You got out of censor with the thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes, sir.
My daughter asked me the other day. She said, "Well, what did they give you guys when you guys get 4 points?" I said, "Sweet, I never got that."
No, never.
I don't know. Look, I don't know what they got. I know I didn't get it. I know that.
Yeah, my wife graduated with all those cords.
Yeah, but
He can take that from her. I ain't.
So, Joey, Who do you look up to? Who do you personally look up to outside your family?
Outside of my family, who do I look up to? There's been several people. Man.
Okay,
there's several people, and they run a wide range. Of course, you have your staple of Martin Luther King,
right,
and the things that he did. I also looked up to Malcolm X too. Sports wise, I would probably say Michael Jordan.
Okay,
and Dr. J.
There you go.
You know, if we were gonna go entertainment wise, I look up to Jay-Z and his business acumen. I always look for some reason Run from Run DMC. I thought I was Run when I was like 15.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason right there.
I just thought I was Run, man.
That's the reason.
That's good.
So
stuff
those are the few people that I would look up to outside of my household.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
well,
outside of people that were in my neighborhood, men that helped groom me and bring me into manhood.
well, excellent, man. We salute you and all the work you're doing. Keep on keeping on.
I appreciate it.
Man, appreciate you and thank you for joining this class of
All right.
2019.